Denying that I find this dragon attractive is becoming more and more difficult. Yes, release the tsundere from your soul. His strength, the way his scales shimmer in this light, the look of his amber eyes. No. What happened was between Valos and Relsyn. I was not supposed to have seen it, and it has nothing to do with me. They are dragons. I am a human, and that is that. Another song would probably fit in well around here. I'm not that girl. I just saw Wicked the other day. Alrighty. Welcome back, any and everybody. This is Linen Otter, here to do another episode of The Taste of Fire. Last we left off, we had just finished dealing with some ragamuffin type character that we kicked out of the bar who was trying to attack us. Alright, with my new equipment, let's see if we can get this all sorted out. Alright, and we were about to have some lunch. Though, as if he's read my thoughts, Valos pushes the plate aside and addresses Herschel.
Herschel, again, I'm sorry that I let that fox slip past me. Can't say I'm happy, but it's no matter. More importantly, what are you going to do about it?
All eyes turn to the dragon.
Do we know who he is? I haven't met him before, if that was what you're asking. That being said, the town isn't small by any means. I can ask around. If I had to guess, however, I would say he's from elsewhere, perhaps a mercenary.
Valos' expression darkens, and he speaks through clenched teeth.
What? Hired to come after me?
After Sam, maybe. What? Why?
Who knows?
So, the others could also... If there are mercenaries here, they will not stop trying, will they?
More importantly, I don't think you'll find much sympathy among the locals, even soldiers or guards, not with you being human. It would be easier and safer to leave for a human settlement. Would the humans tolerate the presence of a dragon?
Relsyn and I both look to Valos in consternation. Is he asking because he wants to stay around me? As odd as that choice would be, I can't say I mind. Valos is great company. Yeah, he's gonna keep you safe. Even if I had expected us to part ways once this whole ordeal was over, I have to admit that part of me was hoping I could accompany him on his travels. I suppose we never discussed that question properly, with Valos merely implying that he would take me to a city where I would be safer. Still, I don't like the idea at all. I also don't like the fact that my timer isn't started. I think a dragon appearing in their midst would put them on edge. You will be to them what I am to the beastmen here. Worse, in some ways. At least it is easy to believe I'm harmless. Relsyn gives me a wry smile.
And yet you have some coming after you.
Regardless, I don't want to return west. We already know there are bandits in those woods. It would just mean more danger. Herschel, who had stayed silent throughout the exchange, rubbing his chin thoughtfully, now speaks up.
Perhaps it would be best to hide for a week or two. Make them think you've left. What? Out in the woods? Actually, I might know a place that you could use for this purpose. That spring is hardly secure, Herschel.
The innkeeper chuckles and shakes his head.
No, not that. We used to have a problem with a smuggling operation some years back. The local lords eventually took care of it, but I happen to know the location of an abandoned hideout those smugglers were using. That doesn't sound so bad. If I manage to sneak in some supplies.
How long would we have to stay hidden like that?
Who knows? I could keep my ear to the ground while we're out there. Make sure the fox and the others have really left.
Maybe. The ox suddenly chuckles.
Oh, I see. You humans are very social, aren't you? I suppose the prospect of staying isolated would weigh on you.
Well, it was already getting tiresome here. Even if I enjoyed your company a lot, to be in some hideout somewhere for weeks.
Is this a change for you, Sam? I thought you had no friends in your village.
Jeez. I blink at him while Herschel and Relsyn exchange looks, then burst out laughing. The reactions seem to confuse Valos, who looks at each of us and, in turn, frowning deeply.
Did I say something funny?
No, I think, unless you're saying you do not think anybody could be friends with me. I was going to say that's kind of what it sounded like.
Why would I say that? It's not.
I may have not had any close friends, Valos, but I knew people from the village. We spoke every day. Traded stories, bantered, ate food together, drank together. I took all manner of odd jobs around the village to keep myself busy and useful. Now, I'm just sitting around, waiting.
I'm sorry, Sam. I didn't mean to sound insulting.
I look away, feeling heat on my cheeks. You weren't. Forget it. All I'm saying is that this seems like a temporary solution. What if they do not leave? What if they do not leave? Or worse. I don't know, whenever I see the word or the phrase, whenever I see the pair of words or worse, all I can think of is,
Or worse, expelled.
Or worse, expelled. Like, what if they do not leave? Or worse, they expel me. Okay, sorry. Or worse, what if they're local? We still have to go somewhere else sooner or later.
I agree, but we still need to get our bearings, make some plans. Staying in one place for a while so we can do that is the best course of action. Since remaining at the inn is becoming untenable, I think it's best if we go into hiding, but nearby so I can still make some preparations for a longer journey.
Valos is right, Sam. Most beastmen settlements might end up like this for you.
You could try for a large city, where humans intermingle freely, but accommodations there are expensive, and it doesn't look to me as if you have much coin.
I know that already. People told me the exact same thing when I was preparing to leave my home. At the time, I just thought it would be easy enough to find some way to make money and pay to stay in Orlon until I could move on. But now, you could sell your body, but if these are the kind of physiques you're competing with, I think you'll be kind of pushed out of the market. Although I guess I don't know what Sam looks like. Now, once again, I'm realizing how stupid I had been in the first place. No wonder nobody ever left, except to trade and return within days.
Hey, Sam, it's not so bad. We just need a bit of time.
Alright, I understand. Then, how about we go and see this hideout tomorrow? No sense delaying and risking another attack by that fox.
Yes, I believe that would be for the best. Alright then, you two. I'll give you the directions tomorrow, and prepare some supplies I can spare.
Thank you, Herschel. I'm grateful that you've been helping us so much. The ox waves me off.
I don't mind. Just making sure my customers are safe and content. Nothing else.
I smile and nod. Herschel and Relsyn take the initiative to clean up, and Valos and I finally head upstairs to get proper rest. There's still a lot on my mind, but seeing the dragon's languid movements, I decide that it can wait until tomorrow. Take the bed.
I'll be fine, Sam. Don't worry.
Narrowing my eyes, I step quickly to the spot where Valos normally sleeps to block his way. No, we already talked about this. You are taking the bed. Valos hesitates, looking between me and the spot on the floor.
Fine, but it's large enough. Fine, but it's large enough for two. We might as well share it.
Again, I blink dumbly at his words. He wants to share the bed with me? Valos just stares at me, one eyebrow raised, as if he's trying to gauge my reaction. I do not know why you're being so stubborn, but if that's what it takes to keep you off the floor, Then fine. I guess I'll share the bed with you if I have to. Jeez. He nods and starts taking off his armor. I guess you can't sleep with all that stuff on. Meanwhile, I have to bite the inside of my cheek to try and stop myself from thinking about what I saw between him and Relsyn earlier. With everything that had happened later, it had completely slipped my mind, but now it's all I can think about.
Something wrong. Something wrong. If you're embarrassed, I will face away.
No, it's not that. Before I'm done stuttering out the answer, Valis is already lying in bed. Sorry, I was just thinking about something. Don't worry. Even as I say that and start undressing myself, I realize how embarrassed I'm feeling. In some ways, it's even worse than that time at the hot springs, since back then I didn't know yet Valis could do something like that with another male. But I forced myself to just get on with it, made easier by the fact that Valis turns to the other side anyway, despite my earlier assurances. I finally lay down with my back to the dragon, practically at the edge of the bed, knowing that it will be a long time before I can fall asleep. I spent some time like that, my whole body taut like a bowstring. Oh, that's cute. You know what? This is not too scandalous. I mean, you do this. You sometimes have to share a bed when there's only one and you go to a hotel. Just, I assume it's a king-size bed, so it's fine. When it gets uncomfortable enough to force me to move and roll to the other side, I find Valos already fast asleep. See, simple as that. You are overthinking it, Sam. The moonlight streaming through the window makes it easier to see his slumbering form. I cannot help but admire it. Yeah, I need to get back to working out, get me my abs back from high school. Having felt this way already back at the hot springs, and again when I saw him with Relsyn, denying that I find this dragon attractive is becoming more and more difficult. Yes, release the tsundere from your soul. His strength, the way his scales shimmer in this light, the look of his amber eyes. No. This is wrong. I should not care if the dragons are fine with this kind of thing. I was taught that it was not. Oh, really? What happened was between Valis and Relsyn. I was not supposed to have seen it, and it has nothing to do with me. They are dragons. I am a human, and that is that. Another song would probably fit in well around here. I'm not that girl. I just saw Wicked the other day. I avert my gaze from him and just stare up at the ceiling, breathing heavily, angry with myself. The anger is at odds with everything else I'm feeling, but those feelings are wrong, and I know it. Well, that's wrong. I don't want to be right. Okay, sorry, I'm done. In the end, all I can do is sigh out in frustration, close my eyes, and let Valos' rhythmic breathing lull me to sleep. I'm surprised to hear the same breathing upon awakening. Usually, Valos would have silently departed by now, but he is still here on the bed, sleeping. I suppose it would be difficult even for him to get up without waking me up. Still, it's a wonder I didn't brush up against him during the night. The bed is large, but not that large. Seriously, from this angle, it looks like a twin. Or maybe I did and neither of us noticed it? I sure hope I didn't disturb his sleep. I try not to do so now as I watch him. Valos' wings are folded at his back like always. Large, powerful. Don't they get in the way when he's sleeping like this? I'm yet to see him unfurl them completely and take to the skies. Must be quite a sight. And he's strong enough to carry me in his arms. That is a fantasy. Yep, there I go again. Growing red in the face. I'm about to roll to the other side, but Valos beats me to it. He stretches as he does so, yawning, then regards me, a dazed look in his eyes.
Oh. Good morning, Sam. Good morning, Sam.
Morning. The dragon stretches again and smiles. His voice tells me he hasn't quite shaken off the sleep yet.
Thank you. I was starting to forget how good sleeping in the bed can be.
Oh. Well, That will teach you not to be so stubborn.
I just wanted to make sure you were comfortable.
More than one of us can be comfortable at a time, Valos. Valos raises an eyebrow, then laughs.
All right, I'll concede my defeat.
He closes his eyes, still smiling.
The warmth was good, not cold like the floor.
As he says this, I feel the brush of something scaly against my leg, and startled, I realize it's Valos' tail.
The body heat was nice.
While he murmurs, the tail starts wrapping around my leg. My eyes shoot open wide, and all I can do is stutter as I try to respond. It is just the bear. It is the least I could be doing to repay you. Where did that come from? The dragon's snout splits into a grin. By now, the tail has completely entangled my leg. Is he even aware he's doing this? I don't move, feeling paralyzed as I try to process the sensation.
There's nothing to repay. I stayed here because I wanted to.
I'm breathing so hard, you'd think I had just ran through an entire forest. The room has become unbearably hot, or maybe it's just my face burning up from embarrassment. Or at least I think it's embarrassment. Worst of all, Valos doesn't even seem to be acknowledging what his own tail is doing. Oh, I think he's acknowledging.
Do you think Herschel will have a breakfast ready by now?
His eyes are open again, no longer drowsy. I practically jump out of the bed, not saying a word in response. My leg slips right out of the grasp of the scaly tail. The dragon props himself up on one elbow, and I feel his gaze on my back as I dress hurriedly. I don't want him to see my face right now.
Are you alright, Sam?
Yeah, of course. Just need some air, that's all. It's gotten stuffy in here. I rush over to the window and open it, breathing in the morning air. Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Bonjour. Bonjour.
The morning sun reflects off a window across the plaza, which is empty right now. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Valos get up as well and start dressing. I can still feel his gaze fixed on me.
I'm sorry if...
The dragon stops himself halfway through the sentence, as if deciding what to say next.
I hope I didn't make you uncomfortable.
Before I've even had a chance to turn around, Valos steps out the door. Oh, Sam. Well, I mean, okay. Well, if Sam wasn't comfortable, you don't have to stay in that bed. Just get up and move on. But I'm pretty sure you weren't uncomfortable, Sam. Only because I know your inner dialogue. Running my hands through my hair, I return to the bed to sit where Valos had just been laying. The sheets are still warm. Pleasantly so. Why is this so difficult? Because this is a story, Sam. It wouldn't be a good teasing romance if you guys just got together right away. I wonder if there's a visual novel where that actually happens, or any romance story where they just do it right away. The dragon seems to elicit the strangest reactions from me. Have I ever felt this way before? I don't believe so, but then again, I don't even know what I'm feeling. Maybe Relsyn was right when he implied that I may have taken a liking to Valos. In the same way I was told I would feel about a woman someday. That I should. But I can deny it to myself only so many times. The truth is, when I saw Relsyn and Valos, I didn't feel disgusted. It was arousing, and I was ashamed of that. Well, he was a little jealous. But Relsyn says dragons don't find it wrong, and that I should be truthful with Valos. The niggling thoughts won't thoughts won't leave me though. That I'm not a dragon, that it's wrong as I had been told. That I can no longer deny how I feel doesn't make it right. Maybe I've just been stuck in this damn room for too long, pent up, deprived of the company of other humans, and acting stupid because of it. I stare up at the ceiling and sigh. How can I be attracted to a male dragon? What is wrong with me? I got two answers for you, Sam, as to how you can be attracted to a male dragon. Perhaps that's a question for another day. For all I know, Valos would be disgusted by the idea himself. As Relsyn said, he can't speak for Valos' preferences when it comes to other species. I saw him with Relsyn after all, not anyone else. Maybe he cares for only his own kind. That would certainly make it much easier for me. I'll only know if I ask him directly, though, so I finally head downstairs myself. Unfortunately, I find Valos with Herschel, packing some supplies for our trip. They both acknowledge my presence with a nod, which I return, but decide not to bother them right now. This can wait until we're away from this place, on the road where nobody can disturb us during the conversation. Instead, I head into the kitchen, hoping for a quick snack. Relsyn is there, eating.
Hey there, Sam. Hey there, Sam. Come, sit with me.
I nod to the dragon and close the door carefully behind me before filling a bowl with some porridge Herschel must have prepared earlier. My mouth is dry, and I realize I don't have much of an appetite, but dig in anyway. That is, until Relsyn speaks.
Did you have a chance to talk with Valos?
About what?
What we discussed yesterday.
I feel an unexpected stab of annoyance at the question. It's as if Relsyn is deliberately trying to screw with my head, and it's already a jumbled mess without his prodding. I put down the spoon angrily and narrow my eyes at the red dragon. I saw you with Valos yesterday. Whoa. I snap at him before I even realize what I'm saying. Relsyn doesn't react with surprise the way I would expect him to. He chews his meal with an impassive expression and takes a gulp of water before responding. He about to punch me?
I'm aware.
You are?
Yes, I noticed you there. And you didn't seem in a rush to leave.
My cheeks burn, and I stare at him blankly, with not a single idea what to say in my defense. Relsyn waits patiently for me to be able to think again. Then why are you encouraging me to say something to Valos?
Why not? Do you think what you saw means I have some special affection for him?
I don't know what to think.
Well, I do not. It was a simple request from him. Oh, wow. It was a simple request.
It's like Relsyn's surprised too. Like, oh, wow, I didn't know that.
I hadn't read this far in the story. It was a simple request from him, and I saw no harm in granting it. And I assure you, he has no feelings for me either. I told him what I told you about my occupation, and I suppose he was feeling pent up and took the opportunity.
I stared dumbly at Relsyn. Truth be told, that is what I had expected in the first place, and I wasn't exactly jealous of him. More like envious. Yeah, I wasn't exactly mad at him, I was just more angry with him. No, I guess that I think I understand the difference he's trying to imply. As hard as it is to admit, his words bring me some relief. I'm about to respond when the door opens, making me jump in my seat. But it's just Herschel, smiling like he often does.
Done eating, Sam. Valos is waiting for you outside, all ready to go.
Oh, already? Did not think we would be leaving yet.
Better now, while it's still early in the day. Safer this way.
Makes sense. I quickly gulp down the remaining porridge and get up, nodding at Relsyn. Will you be fine, though? Without Valos to defend the inn? Herschel laughs.
I've kept this place safe a long time before your dragon ever showed up, Sam. The inn will be just fine. Besides, I'll be around for now, should something happen.
All right. Stay safe, you two. We should not be gone for too long, but thanks for everything so far. Herschel offers me a hand to shake, which I take gladly.
You will be. I gave him every detailed directions, so Valos will know where to go. Have a safe trip.
Thanks. See you soon. And you, Relsyn. The red dragon waves at me as I exit the kitchen. Oh. I then head to the main entrance, part of me worried, another part of me relieved to finally be heading outside again.
Oh. Did you have time to eat?
Yeah. Did you? He shrugs my question off and nods to the door.
Ready then?
Let's go. I grab the cloak Herschel lent me the other day, now bundled on top of one of the satchels, making sure the hood covers me. Then pull the strap of the satchel over one shoulder, check that the dagger Valos gifted to me is secure at the back of my belt, and nod to the dragon. After that, we're finally off. It's still early. It's still early enough that we pass without any encounters, even though we're headed in the opposite direction from last time. We are soon in the cover of the forest. Nevertheless, I'm tense. With how brazen the fox was acting, who knows what he could be up to? But nothing happens. Just like before. It's peaceful with naught but the sound of the birds fluttering through the leaves to accompany us. Valos strides ahead, only pausing from time to time to read the map with directions Herschel must have been Valos strides ahead, only pausing from time to time to read the map with directions Herschel must have scribbled down for us. As I watch him look around, I grab a drink of water. And my brows are furrowed. A different kind of nervousness begins to overtake me. After what Relsyn said, I have no choice but to confront the issue head on. My feelings for Valos, that is. Which are undeniable there, even if I can't quite make sense of them. But what will he even think when I tell him that? I'm more than a little scared that he will react with disgust, like the people I've known all my life would. That he will decide to just leave there and then. I guess I can understand that fear. At the same time, I'm aware that's stupid. He doesn't mind having relations with other men. But the really like that word. But the niggling fear won't leave that easily, and as we walk further and further into the forest, I lose all sense of direction, focused as I am on these thoughts.
We should be there in a couple hours at most, even if we decide to rest for a bit. By noon, I think. Here, take a look.
I blink, then take a look at the map. Valos briefly explains where we are and which way we're supposed to be going, as well as what landmarks Herschel pointed out for us. He speaks again when we've taken only a dozen steps after that brief stop.
We don't have to stay there, of course, if you don't think...
I know. Don't worry. I should not have complained yesterday anyway. It's no big deal. Besides, I would rather you get a chance for proper rest than have to keep your guard up at the inn. He waves my comment off.
This isn't about me. It's about your safety.
And not yours?
I'm fine, Sam.
No, you've been exhausted for days now. Give me some credit, I'm not blind. He shrugs again, but doesn't respond. One more thing. About earlier today. I hope you did not think I was... Well, anyway. Sorry I acted strangely.
It's fine. Don't worry.
I wait for him to say something else, but he doesn't, so I let it be. It's clearly not something he wishes to discuss, if his tone was any indication. The silence between us stretches on and on as we keep walking, and every time I open my mouth to say something, I close it without having made a sound. Easy enough to see why he wouldn't want to talk about it. Got a little too physically close to a human while in a sleepy daze, and now feels... what? Embarrassed? Same way I feel, I suppose. Not that it makes the lack of any conversation between us any less painful, but I can't think of anything to say that wouldn't bring us back to this topic. And just like that, I'm spiraling in on myself all over again. I barely register it when Valos suddenly stops to examine the map again, mumbling something under his breath.
Sam, wait here, will you? I'm going to quickly check where we're from that hill.
Oh, all right. We're not lost, are we? I try to sound joking, but Valos shakes his head, his expression serious, and heads where he was pointing. I'm left to frown at his back. He's definitely acting this way because of what happened this morning, isn't he? Well, I can't bear it anymore. I don't care if it's because he's ashamed of what he did or because of my reaction. I'm going up there and we're going to talk about it. I stomp up the hill. It's short, covered in bushes and brambles, so the short dash takes me quickly to the top. Valos looks back at me, surprised. We're at the top of the hill about to confess their feelings to each other?
I asked you to wait, Sam.
Why? You could use another pair of eyes to look for the path, no? He raises an eyebrow at that, then sighs and turns around to keep peering at the horizon. Valos, listen. I can tell something is wrong. I did not mean to offend you, and you did not do anything to make me uncomfortable.
I just misread things. Can we forget this and just keep going? I think I see.
I think I have feelings for you. I blurt out the words before I have a chance to process what I'm saying. My breath catches in my chest as soon as I realize what I've just done. We stand there, both frozen, eyes interlocked, on the top of the hill as the blades of grass sway gently in the morning breeze. I shouldn't have spoken. Valos just... I was keeping an eye on my timer. I could see that I was about to turn off. Do I end it here? What a cliffhanger. No, I have to at least finish this conversation, right? Valos just stares at me, jaw open ever so slightly. This was so stupid. I wish the ground beneath my feet would open up and swallow me right now. The dragon's amber eyes betray nothing but surprise. Oh, it's unbearable. So unbearable that more words come rushing out, unbidden. I do not know why you decided to do anything you have done before. I do not know why you decided to do anything you have done for me. You could have been off the moment you dropped me off, but you stuck around, making sure I was safe. And that has meant a lot. I wish I could do so much more for you, to repay you. But it's not just that. These past few days, it's the first time I've enjoyed someone's company so much. Maybe it was when we went to the hot spring when I started to realize, or maybe even before that, but I am glad to be around you. I just hope what I just said does not change all this. I'm gasping for breath by the time I'm done, my thoughts sluggish as they try to keep up with everything that just spilled out of my mouth. Valos works his jaw, his expression having shifted a little, not to outright disgust, to my relief. The dragon looks more confused than anything.
I had thought you didn't care for my company in that way.
In what way?
To be intimate. Unless I misunderstand.
I do not know what I feel, truth be told. But I liked having you so close this morning. My face is burning as I speak. I was hoping to talk about all of this with you, but I had no idea how to bring it up. My heart flutters when Valos finally smiles.
Sure, Sam. I wouldn't mind talking you through this at all.
All right. I take a moment to gather my thoughts, even as the relief over Valos' lack of a negative reaction courses through me. He may not have indicated that he feels the same, but at least he doesn't seem to hate me now. Which is more than I could have hoped for, especially with how I handled this. Yeah, okay, at least I can end on a happier note. Ah, man, I want to keep going, but we'll have to leave it for next time. I'll definitely keep going. You're not going to have to wait weeks and weeks for the next episode. I promise you that. Because I definitely have to see how this concludes. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked it. Keep an eye out for my Twitch stream, because I'm finally set up with a really half-decent streaming setup, and I'm definitely going to be doing it more. Going to be playing some Magic the Gathering, some Baldur's Gate even, and practicing some animation live on my Twitch channel. The link will be in the description. So again, feel free to give it a feel free to give it a check out. If you're into that kind of stuff, subscribe. All of it helps, and I mean, I'm close to 1,000. I'm so excited. So thank you guys for subscribing and liking and commenting. I appreciate all of it. And for now, I hope you have a good night, a good day, a good evening, whatever it is for you, and we'll just see you in the next one. Thanks again. Bye for now. Take care.